Hello, everybody, and welcome to a beautiful Monday. Aren't all Mondays beautiful? They're beautiful to me, I can tell you, and I'm so happy that you're here, ladies and gentlemen. I can tell you, you are in for a treat today. But before I bring our guests on today, I want to first thank you for being here because I really do appreciate each and every one of you being here today. Thank you, replay viewers. I cannot tell you. Many of you come in and you're replay viewers, meaning that you watch the replay. You make comments, you subscribe to the YouTube channel, you do all those things. And I want to thank each and every one of you for that because the truth is you make the show. That's what we want to thank you. You can hit the subscribe button on YouTube. You can tell your friends, tell your family, all of those things matter. And our sponsors for today's show, and some of you saw those go across the bottom, the Idea Club. If you are interested in a nonprofit, LLC, if you would like an S Corp or C Corp, go to theideaclub.com. The president of the Idea Club is Dumas Martin Jr., and he can help you with anything you need when it comes to corporations, nonprofits, any of those things. He can help you with that. Next, our next sponsor, First Book Academy. If you are looking to write and publish your first book, go to firstbookacademy.com and you can learn how to write that first book. For many of you, let's say you already wrote your book, but you want to publish it. You go to frontpagepublishing.com and get the book published. I know, think about, we have so many ideas, ladies and gentlemen, but we don't always take the time to write them down. So this gives you an opportunity to do both of those things. Write it down and publish it. The next sponsor we have is Sutton Insurance. Sutton Insurance Services. They are our sponsor for today's show, in addition to the other ones. Ladies, gentlemen, I'm sitting up here. I'm watching my computer do a few things. I think it's glitching, but I'm going to keep going anyway. We're going to rebuke that glitching, okay? That's what we're going to do. Okay, today I would like to, almost forgot. Before I introduce you to our guest today, for those of you, some of you remember last week, I went over this with you. It is the book that can save your home from going into probate. And it's called Save Your Home from Probate. And here's the copy, the front cover. You can see that. There you go. You go on saveyourhomefromprobate.com and you can go in and get your copy of that book if you're interested. Or if you know someone else that might be interested. Either of those things. I want to kind of touch on that. Our email system, you go to marydwelch.com, and our texting system, I went kind of fast on that, marydwelch.com, you go there, and our texting system, this is our number, you text your number to this number, and I'll put it in the chat in a few minutes. It is 951-477-5077. I'm going to say that again, 951-477-5077. You text your number there. And when you do text your number there, ladies and gentlemen, now you get on our texting list and you'll get the text messages of who's going to be the guest on the show. Now, I am just really, I'm honored to introduce you to this lady who is, she's a guest on the show, but she's also a friend. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce you to our special guest today, the one and only Sandra Byrd. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about Sandra. Sandra's been an entrepreneur for the past 46 years, starting in 1976 with her first business as a jewelry consultant. She recognized then the importance in business ownership because the need for extra money was always been present raising two children as a single parent. Additionally, in 1993, she stepped out and started her own printing business, and it was called Design Line Desktop Printing, which was birthed out of the pure delight of designing flyers, business cards, and church functions, and for real estate agents. She was doing everything for free, but then she realized, this is a business. So she went into business for herself. In 1995, the opportunity to be in the travel industry came into her life. Suddenly, the thought was to merely be able to travel wholesale instead of retail. But when her first client booked a group cruise to her agency, the rest is history. Now, 17 years later, Sandra has developed a lucrative business in the travel industry, and she owns her own travel agency, Suncrest Travel. Now, in addition to all these accomplishments, Sandra developed a training course where she now trains others who want to be in the travel industry. And she is recognized as a travel guru. But today, Sandra is recognized, and before I go on, I don't want to forget to introduce her husband, because Stephen is, I'm sure she's going to tell you, is integral, because her husband, Stephen, her and her husband have 4 children. Well, I'm going to say 4 grown children. Hold on. Let me make sure I get this correct. I want to get it wrong. She has 4 adult children. And is it 4 grandchildren, Sandra? I'm going to bring you in. You can correct me if I'm wrong on that. Okay. So, ladies, gentlemen, I'd like to welcome to our show the one and only Sandra Byrd. Sandra, are you there?
I am here, Mary. Oh my goodness. Am I totally thrilled to be here today? And thank you so much for inviting me to be a guest on your show. I'm totally, you know, nervous.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
Hopefully I'll get a flow going, but it is still very exciting, and I'm honored to be a guest on the Mary D. Welch Show. And congratulations to you for all you have done, all you do, to support and help our community. All of the books you have written, your special children's books, and all of the things. I mean, we've been friends for years, and just to watch your growth and your awesome husband by your side as well. So kudos to you, girl, because you're just knocking it out of the park.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Well, I can tell you too. I know you, and I've known you for a long time. But I'm going to have you introduce yourself to our audience, because then we're going to get into the Valentine interludes. But I want them to know you.
Well, okay. Well, again, I'm Sandra Byrd. I actually hail originally from Toledo, Ohio. And in 1978, there was a blizzard. And if anyone has ever lived through a blizzard, you know that you don't want to live through another one. So I knew then that I needed to get out of the snow belt. And my destination was California. I didn't know it was California until I came out on a visit. A dear friend of mine who I always owe a debt of gratitude, Thomasina Anderson, that she allowed me to come on vacation, not 2 weeks, but 3 weeks. And I knew then that this was my destiny. And 6 months later, I relocated to California. I've been here in Southern California for the last 41 and a half years now. And completely revamped my life, raised my children out here, and the rest is pretty much history. I met and married the love of my life, Mr. Stephen Byrd. But there's a story behind it. I believe he may be on listening, but of course, there's definitely a story behind it. But, little did I know how God was blessing me, with this wonderful man of God and this wonderful partner to be able to, just enjoy life with. So that's pretty much. I do have 2 children. I have an adult daughter out in Houston, Texas, assistant principal of an elementary school. She's married, and she has 2 of our grandchildren. And then there's my son, who is a business owner. He's a painter, and he has 1 of our grandchildren. And he's married to his wife. And then there's our daughter that lives in Vegas, and she has the other granddaughter. So we have grandchildren from 8 years old to 19 years old. We have a college student. Shout out to Cheyenne Forney, basketball player, University of Denver. Go Shy.
You do not look old enough to have grandkids in college, just so you know.
Well, thank you for that.
We have Gwendolyn. Hi, Gwen. Hello, ladies. Welcome, Sandra. How are you, Gwen? Gwen is this is a cousin, and she is truly a fan. Gwen's here every week, and I can't thank her enough for supporting the show. Thank you, Gwen. We also have Richard Nichols. Richard has a comment. Hello, Mary, and hello, Sandra Byrd. Hi. I know, it's always nice to see you guys. Don't ever think it isn't, because I really do appreciate it. And Richard left along. He said, I was in that blizzard in Gary, Indiana, and drove to Bell State University to visit my girlfriend and got a grad assistant scholarship, and I got my master's. Go ahead, Richard. So you remember that blizzard? Ooh, I don't.
Yes, it was something else.
As they say, I don't do blizzards. No. Well, I can tell you, it is appreciated. You guys it's interesting. I don't know a lot of people that come and visit in California and then go back and don't think about, especially in January, when it's snowing and you think, and they look on the news, they see the Rose Parade. People, they said over 1 million people relocate to California after the Rose Parade. Can you
Wow.
imagine that? And I apologize, ladies and gentlemen. My computer is glitching. Do you guys see it? It's shaking. Okay, now it's settled down again. So who knows? All I know. Okay. But anyway, but yeah, it has happened to me. Let me just say that. But now, Sandra, we know you're married, you got your kids, we got the background information. Before we get into the interludes too, let me ask you this, because I know you mentioned your travel, but you really didn't go into the travel. Because I know from what I know of you, you're a world traveler. Is that
Well,
right?
I have become a world traveler
Uh-huh.
since that door opened it was actually in 2005. I believe you said 1995, but in 2005, the opportunity to enter the travel industry knocked on my door and I walked through it. And again, my idea of vacationing, because remember, I raised my children out here in California, but our family was in Ohio and Michigan. And I didn't want to rob them of the opportunity to know their cousins and uncles and aunties and grandparents. And so every year that was the family vacation. That's all I know. I didn't know about going to Disneyland and Disney. Well, we could go to Disneyland, but Disney World or a cruise or taking them anywhere but to see family. And to this day now, they're so connected still to family because I nurtured that in them. And then when travel entered my world in 2005, Stephen and I just, literally learned how to travel wholesale instead of retail. And I'm still doing it.
All right, all right. In fact, I think we have a couple of cruises coming up, right?
I actually do. This time next week, I will definitely be on a big ship out in Barbados. And then I've got another one coming up in March, I'm sorry. And I just got off of one in December, Carnival's largest, newest ship, the Mardi Gras. But I've been successful at being able to build a travel agency. And I have clientele all across the nation. 98% of my clients I've never met physically, only by phone. And I have been able to build a great clientele, repeat business. And when this pandemic, kind of lifted enough for people to start traveling again in March of 21, the very first call I got was, 3 people wanting to go to Jamaica the next month. That just doesn't happen.
Oh, my
We
goodness.
want to go the next month. And so from that point in March of this year, it's been nonstop for me. And I've been able, to send the nation on vacation, which is my motto. And I've got groups going to Cancun and on cruises and going to Greece. And we went on a group trip to Dubai. And, it was just, it's been exciting to see travel come back. The pandemic is not over, but you know what? It's over enough for people to protect themselves and to be able to go out and play. And I just like to play.
All right. We have a comment too from David. Hi, David. Oh, you didn't see it. Hold on. I saw it, but it just did. Here we go. There we go. He said, hello, Mary. I said, hi, David. And he said, from Alberta. So he said, hello, Mary and Sandra from Alberta. Hi, David.
Hi, David.
See all of you that whenever you make comments, as you can see, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to try my best to acknowledge them and to bring them out. If you have any questions, because now we're going to get into the Valentine interludes. Because, and Sandra will know, we've talked before. I've said this to you more than once. Sandra, you need to write a book. More than once. I've said,
I got at least 3 books I need to write.
Well, we need to, because I know we've said different conversations and not just about Valentine interludes, but about different topics. And I said time and time again, Sandra, you need to write a book, Sandra. Because, and as some of you may or may not know, Sandra and Stephen are on Facebook and they share their interludes. They share with if you're on their Facebook page, you get to see they share their how they have their dinners or whatever it is that they're doing. They share it with the community, which gives other people ideas. And that's why I brought Sandra on a week early. For one, she wasn't going to be here next week. That was part of it. But I said, too, Sandra, think about this. You can tell people ideas that they can get ready for Valentine's Day next week. That they can do something different. So let's see. I'm gonna tell you, Oliver and I. Let me just share with us what we tend to do on Valentine's Day, and then I can tell you this is why I brought you on too. we tend to go to dinner. We share. Usually, always Oliver bring me flowers, and we have a card, and we have balloons. That tends to be it. And the only thing, not that that's not good, and it is good, but I know we need other change. We need to spice it up. Let me say that. I mean, after almost, well, the 18 years now, we've been married like 18 years in March of this year. So your ideas are not just for our audience. There's some ideas that Oliver and I probably will use too. So I'm going to give the floor to you, Sandra. Not only can you tell us what they are, but how to express this to the person that we love.
Okay, Mary. So thank you so much again. And I can even recall, as you said, 18 years of marriage. You know, my husband and I now have been married for 18 years. And we were kind of like engaged at the same time, you and I. So
Yeah.
we got married a couple of months before you did. So in December of 2021, we celebrated our 18th anniversary. But I
Oh,
want to tell you the story, how, you know,
yeah.
how it led up to even getting to marriage. Okay.
Okay.
So, we had been engaged. Okay. We were engaged for a few months. And I'm going to be totally open and say, you know what? It was because of my selfishness. I believe it was being selfish
Mm.
myself
Uh-huh.
of why I called the engagement off. Not that he wasn't a great guy. He was all of that and a bowl of chips.
Uh-huh.
But at that stage in my life, I had just welcomed my first grandchild. My children were grown and gone, and he still had a dependent child.
Um,
And you know, there was instances where the threat of him having to, you know, raise his daughter, she was 12 years old, I believe, at the time.
uh-huh.
And I just was very selfish. I'm like, well, I've paid my debt to motherhood.
Yeah. Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with her mom. So it
Right.
was just issues would come up and she would say, I'm going to send her to live with you. And I'm never going to be standing in the way of a
Right.
man and his child.
Right.
And I wasn't going to cause him to have to make a decision. So what I did was I stepped out so that he can, you know, be with his daughter and raise his daughter. But I just didn't want to take on that role.
Got
Now,
it.
if it had been, and he knew it, had it been the mom was ill, sick, deceased,
Got it. Got it.
incapacitated,
Uh-huh.
totally different story. But just because I want you out of here, no.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was really the reason why I broke off the engagement, but we never broke off the communication.
Okay. Mhm.
No, so a couple of months went by, and this was probably in January of 2002. I don't remember now, but anyways, Valentine's Day was coming up, and so Stephen called, and he wanted to spend Valentine's Day with me, and I'm like, oh no, I don't think that's a good idea. Valentine's Day is for lovers. It's for, you know, special relationships. I mean, we're good, but we're just like friends now.
Oh.
And he did not give up. He asked more than once, could he spend Valentine's Day with me? And then I got to thinking, you know, it's not like he's not someone I know. He's someone I was going to marry. And it wasn't like I had a bunch of dates lined up at the front door trying to get in. So I gave in.
Okay.
And I said, okay, all right, why don't you come over? I said, but I'm not cooking. He said, I never asked you to cook. So
Uh-huh.
he showed up at my door on Valentine's Day with bags of foods that he had pre-ordered from Olive Garden. He brought in all the food. He set everything up on the table. And we
Oh.
sat there, you know, he was dressed nicely. And I actually dressed for the occasion too. And we had music playing and we enjoyed our meal. And we were actually just laughing and talking. And then suddenly there was a gift that he had for me. And when he brought this gift out, I'm like, I didn't get you anything. He
Oh.
says, you didn't have to get me anything. Just letting me come was good enough. But I
Oh.
have something for you. And he opened this jewelry box and there was an open heart similar to this one. I'm not sure if you can see this one or not.
I can see it.
You can see it. Okay. But it's not this one because this is like one of probably 3 he's given me since then.
Okay.
But he opened this jewelry box and there was his diamond necklace, heart necklace. And he looked at me and in my eye and he says, I love you and I want you in my life and I give you
Oh,
my heart.
oh, Stephen.
When he said, I give you my heart, I was like,
Oh,
how do I say no to that?
you can't say no to that. Oh
And
my
I didn't say no to that.
God.
And 20 years later, we've been a couple for 20 years, married for 18. And as I say, the rest of the story, the rest of it is history. So had I not opened that door on Valentine's Day to allow him to walk through, there would not be a Sandra Byrd sitting here today.
Oh, that is a romantic story. And I could just see, I see you and Stephen now, and I think, oh, I never think anything but that you're a couple. That's all I think of,
Well, very few people know that part of our history
yeah,
of
but
how that came to be. And that is why Valentine's Day is so important to us.
oh,
It's so important to us. We celebrate every Valentine's Day.
mhm.
And well, one way or another, and yes, Mary, you mentioned earlier about the typical, your husband brings you flowers and chocolates and maybe balloons, take you out to dinner. And you
Mhm.
know why in many, many cases that happens? It's because that's how they feel they have to do.
Right,
They've been made to feel they're the husband, they're the partner, they're the, fiance, the boyfriend. And this is what my girl is expecting. So I have to do it.
right, right.
And what I'm going to say to that is not that that's not a beautiful gesture. It really is. However, they do it because they feel like they have to do it. And we as women we should really make our man feel so appreciated, so loved
Hmm.
that they're not expected to do this, that you now have come up with other alternatives of which to celebrate each other. I feel like me and, women are just selfish. We just feel like Valentine's Day is all about us,
I know,
but it
you're right.
really isn't all about us. It's about each other. And
You
when you
see,
can make your man or your partner feel loved, admired, and appreciated, that's
right,
all they want. So turn the tables. You order the flowers for
right,
your man.
right,
You have a dinner prepared or ordered in. You have that romantic dinner at home. You don't have to go out and wait in crowds of people to get a table,
right.
to pay $150 for a meal that you can have at home in the privacy of your own space.
That's true.
These are the things that I've developed to do over the years. Now,
Um,
Stephen does still buy me gifts, but guess what? I buy him gifts too.
yeah,
And
yeah,
so some of the things that, the what I'm going to suggest we as women start doing is just pay closer attention to our spouse.
right.
Whether it's Valentine's Day or not, any day of the week is a good day to admire and to appreciate the man that loves you.
Oh,
Okay.
you see what Steven said? He said, "That's right, baby." He
Hi,
said,
honey.
"Oh, he said, that's right. Go ahead, Steven. Go ahead, Steven." He said,
but but he can attest to it because it's what we do. I mean, something simple as this is like a Valentine interlude or a love interlude, even. But even the fact that your spouse, your husband,
"Oh, we're having an internet connection."
so
Oh,
maybe, just maybe, you don't have expectations of each other. Order in that night, order in one night a week, and
yeah,
set the table, set the tone just for something different. And if it's
yeah.
Valentine's Day, instead of, going out to dinner and spending all this money, go on Amazon and order couples pajamas. Yeah.
Oh,
Get those black silk pajamas trimmed in red.
uh-huh.
Get your little table settings. You can go to Dollar Tree or 99 cents only store and you find all kind of Valentine's decor, decorations. Set the table, get the candles, have the music, have this interlude at home.
Uh-huh.
Okay, because number one, they're going to appreciate the fact that you thought enough of them that you didn't put this pressure on them.
Right.
Let them come home to the 2 dozen roses.
Mm, I know. I know. I've done it. By the way,
There you go. So you see, and
I
it's
have.
not that women don't do it or haven't done it, but there's some that perhaps have not. And there's
But
some that may have not the woman. It's all
oh, we missed that part, Sandra. It was glitching.
whining and dining.
Okay. Oh, I don't know. It's freezing a little bit, ladies and gentlemen, today. Sandra, I don't know if you can hear
Okay,
me.
can you hear me now?
I can hear you
Okay.
now. Okay, now we're back. Okay. I didn't hear the last part you
Okay.
said though. Okay. Oops, I don't know why it's freezing. I don't know, ladies and
Okay. I think
gentlemen.
it's
These things, you know, it is called technical
freezing
difficulties.
now.
That's what it's called, the technical difficulties. Ladies, gentlemen, it happens. And then we're dealing. Then you got the internet. Sometimes the internet's not stable or whatever the case may be. But it'll come back in. It'll pop back in. But while we're doing, since we have this little break, let me just do a really quick roll call. Thank you, Gwen, Richard, David, for leaving messages,
Yes.
and it was Stephen. Okay, now Sandra's back. Okay, so the last
Okay.
you were
Okay. So I think I want to recall, I'm not sure where I left off at, if I was saying that let your mate come home to the 2 dozen roses. Even
got
if
it.
you do this the day before, why not celebrate Valentine's Day 2 days in a row?
Oh,
You take the
I like
13th
that.
and let them take the 14th. We've
I
done
like
that
that.
before.
Uh-huh.
So that
So
way, it's not a competition. You have your time that you're going to honor your mate, your love, your spouse, and do something special that they were not expecting.
right.
You can host a dinner party and
Mhm.
invite 2 or 3 other couples to come to your
Oh,
home.
uh-huh.
Okay, and let me tell you this quick story. Now, I did this last year, February,
Okay.
just before pandemic got declared. You know, I talked to 3 of my girlfriends, and I said, you know what? Why don't we have a Valentine's party for our husbands? And they're like,
Oh,
oh. And I says, I mean, literally have it where you get dressed, come over to the Byrd house for dinner, and we're going to honor them. The
oh,
only thing you to do
uh-oh.
and I'm telling you, that was a hit.
Well, because you know
And
what
we
the
did
part.
it.
Oh, I'm sorry, Sandra. The part went out. You said honor your husbands, and then we didn't hear the other part. I don't know why we're
Did you
having
hear
trouble.
about the dinner party?
I heard you say dinner party, but we didn't hear that what happened in between that.
Did did you party?
We heard party, but it's glitching. I don't know what it is.
Can
I
hear
don't
me or
know.
not, or if your audience can hear me. Okay,
Okay.
you do you need to change computers or
I don't know. I've never had this. I never had a problem. I don't know what's going because it's I don't know what's why is it in my
Apple make him get out of here?
what's that?
I don't know.
I don't
I don't
either. But
know.
that's okay. I don't but keep going. Keep
I
going. I'm
have
gonna
good
try
internet connection. Okay, so
okay.
I'm not
I'm gonna do
sure. I'm not sure if you heard the part about the dinner party.
it. I did.
Did
I
you
heard
hear the
that.
part about the dinner party?
I did. I heard about the
You
dinner
did.
party and you said you had
Okay.
2 other couples over. Yes. And so I'm gonna try
Yes. Okay. So we had a dinner. We had a dinner set up for our husbands, and the only requirement was for men loved on. We say good things about them. We present them with their Valentine with a gift and a gesture. That small little gesture went a long ways with our husbands. Are we still frozen? I see. Well, I'm not sure if I'm in control of the show or not right now because I have full screen. So are you able to see me, Stephen? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Okay, then I'm going to move forward. Okay, so I'm going to just kind of recap as to what I was saying about the dinner party. So me and my 3 girlfriends.
There I am. So
I'm so sorry that we're having this technical
I don't know if you
difficulty.
can hear
This
me.
was such a fun topic. Can you hear me?
Oh my goodness.
Are you able to
I
hear me,
don't know
Mary?
if you can hear me, Sandra.
I do hear
I don't
you.
know. You can
Yes.
hear me?
Yes.
Okay, good. I just want to make sure because I just and my apologies, but yeah, I'm right here.
Yes. Okay. So let me continue on and kind of wrap up the dinner party
Uh,
idea. Whether it's one
hold
extra
on here.
couple or 2 couples, I
Here
think
we
it's
go.
something different to
Now
do.
I'm back. Now you were saying now I'm going to go back to where you mentioned about the dinner party because that's the last thing. But you finished. I think the audience heard you, but I just didn't hear that part.
Okay. So I'm not quite sure. I'm not
Okay.
quite sure if the audience, Stephen's kind of in the background telling me you can hear me or not. But
Okay.
at any rate, I'll wrap that part up. And what I
Okay.
wanted, the point of it is that we did something really nice for our husbands. They got here and we're sitting around the dinner table, and I announced to them, I said, this dinner is, we want to just honor you on this Valentine's Day because you are so loved and appreciated for all of the
Oh,
things that you do. I
oh,
way, but we want to make you know, oh, this.
oh. Did anybody start crying?
Yes, I believe so. I
Yeah.
believe so. Stephen might have been the one tearing up because he will tear up when I do something really special. So, and each one of the gentlemen got a gift, and they opened, and it was really just a simple necktie, but they loved their ties. Every one of them loved their
Oh,
ties. And again, it's the little things of how
yeah.
they left with their chests so big. Now, we're 13th. So the
Oh,
14th, it was still their opportunity to do the same thing or do whatever they plan to do. So I'm just saying you can have a 2-day celebration. It's okay to,
right.
to extend that, you know.
Oh,
But I really like the idea of the have matching pajamas and do your dinner party at home. Now, some people may have young children, small
mhm.
children. You may have to make it a little bit later, putting them to, after you put them to bed. But the
Right.
point is, and you may have to take a day that's not Valentine's Day, but close to it and make it Valentine's Day. See, I'm
Right.
real good at taking a celebration and picking a date that's conducive. You
All
know,
right.
like a July birthday. If I
Uh-huh.
want to do a cruise for my birthday, I don't want to cruise in July because it's too hot and it's too expensive. I'll put it in September when the prices drop and it's still my birthday. So do that. Maybe you have to wait till a weekend or a Sunday, or maybe that weekend you can get babysitters and it may not be on Valentine's Day, but make it your Valentine's Day.
Oh,
See,
I
those are
love
all,
it.
yeah, just little things that you can do. And just do unexpected things. Like your husband comes home from work, he's tired, you're tired, maybe not, but make him know that I'm so excited to see you. You know, he come in the door, hug him. I'm so
Oh,
glad you home.
yes. And it is the little things.
It's a
It
little
is.
things.
It's
Now Stephen will call me every day on his way home from work. Why he does that, I don't know. And so we
oh,
play with it, right? So he'll call me and says, "Honey, I'm on my way home." I'll say, "Yay!"
I love it. And but he depend what not I don't want to say depends up, but he looks forward to that. He
And it
looks
makes him
forward.
laugh every time. Now, I don't do it every day. It might be once or twice a week, but he never
Right.
know what he's going to get. And sometimes I'm like, "Okay, drive carefully. And then
Right.
sometimes I say, okay, Joe, you got to leave now.
And I'm sure he gets a kick out of that too.
Oh, we've been Joe and Josephine for ever since before marriage.
Mhm. That is
So we
wonderful.
have these alter egos, you know. I would call him when we were dating, and he
Mhm.
would answer the phone as Joe's pool hall. I'm like, oh, well, this is Josephine. I'm calling to see if you got a table for me.
Oh, that is
I'm
too
coming to
cute.
shoot some pool. So we've played off of that for 20 years.
Oh, that's
So
wonderful.
so it's just,
Wonderful.
you know, the little things. And then one of the things that we did during pandemic, of course,
Mhm.
you know, everybody was shut in during 2020.
Right.
So one of the things that Stephen, I mentioned he does work, he's retired, but he picked up another little part-time job, I think to give
Mhm.
himself something to do, maybe, you know, to get out of the house. I'm not sure, but he did it. And it's fine. It's been like almost 3 years now he's been doing that. However, okay, my thought pattern was, oh, he would be off on Wednesdays. So Wednesdays was date night. We didn't do a big
Oh.
deal. We would maybe go out to dinner, or
Mhm.
we would just stay home and watch movies, or
Right.
we would just have dinner at home, you know, and watch a movie. Or sometimes we would just, you know, play games, play dominoes or something like that. But
Right.
that was date night. And sometimes we just, you know, would take a walk to the mall. We just did something that we were holding hand in hand together. When the
Oh.
pandemic hit, I got mad. I'm like, you're not getting ready to take my date night away.
It's too important to you.
It was important to me. So what we developed
Mhm.
during pandemic was Wednesday night date night. And this is
Mm.
where we would go Facebook Live
Uh-huh.
every Wednesday, and we would have a different theme. You can do that too. It doesn't take a pandemic to have to do that. But
Right.
take a day, call it your date night. It doesn't always have to be out spending a lot of money. It could be something simple at home. The point is that you're together. Okay.
Oh,
So we had a theme. Every week would be a different kind of theme.
right.
So one theme night was a game night. Okay. So we were always ordering dinner because we didn't cook on date night. Something had to get ordered in. Okay.
Right.
And then that night we would play board game. We would play simple games. We would play dominoes. But that night was all about games. Okay.
Oh.
We'd always have, you know, this is water in here, but we'd have a little sip as well. Okay.
Uh-huh.
And
Got
so
it.
game night was a theme. And then
Okay.
one night, one of our theme nights was gift giving. So each one of us had to go out and get each other a gift.
Okay.
So we had dinner again,
Mhm.
and we would have our, you know, we open our gifts, and then we would tell the significance of why we chose that gift. So we had gift giving date night. And then we had dance night. That's the fun one. So we
Oh.
had dance night. So what we did was we would go on YouTube and find videos like Bruno Mars or
Uh-huh.
whatever the videos are, and we would play the videos and we would just be dancing. And we would videotape all this here and we would just be having a ton of fun, just
Oh.
dancing, me and him. And then another one of our date night themes was beach party. Being
No.
in the travel industry, I have all these little props and everything, you know.
Right,
So it
right.
was easy to, you know, set these little props up outside and beach balls and put on swimwear. And I got a little pond in the backyard, you know, and that was our beach. That was
That's okay. It's
the
all
waterfall.
that's all
And we
right.
had the music going and we had bowls of fruit and that was beach party night,
Wow.
you
Well, I
know,
just
and the most one that I'm most proud of was we did New York. We did thank you, Oliver. We did New York City. No, we did New York Metropolitan Museum. So we got
Okay.
all dressed up, and again, every one of these date nights will be on Facebook Live. Now yours don't have to be, but it was just something that we developed that became a lot of fun for us, and we
Right.
gathered a large following, and everybody was looking to see what are they doing next week for date night.
Uh-huh. That's
So the New
I
York,
had heard about it. That's how big it was. People were mentioned to me they watched it and they enjoyed seeing your date nights. People were really tuned in to what you guys were doing next. So it makes a
exactly.
difference. Yeah.
So yeah, we just did so on the New York Metropolitan Museum,
Uh-huh.
we had a beautiful dinner, of course, and then I literally just went through my house and just videoed all these pictures and stuff on the wall, and I would call them different galleries. So, so in the family room, we have a family gallery, and the whole
Right.
wall is our family that's not around us. The family gallery. We're in the family gallery here at the New York Metropolitan Museum, and then we went from there. We went into the dining room, and there was a picture on the wall. Everybody has some type of art on the wall, and
Uh-huh.
that was the Van Gogh.
Oh my
And then we came
goodness.
upstairs, and we had black art on the wall. That was the Charles Bibbs Gallery.
But no,
And then
oh,
we have jazz, music in our theater room, and
uh-huh.
so that was the jazz room, jazz music room, and so we just played with this thing and got creative, and that was just the best fun. So
Wow.
create your date nights. It can be as little or simple or as big and extravagant as you want, and date night really is. There are family date nights, so I'm not dismissing children.
Right.
But spouses, partners, you need to connect on a one-on-one basis as well to
Right.
keep that fire, to keep that happiness, to keep that looking forward to coming home and being home,
Right.
to
Right.
keep all of that intact.
That that
Okay.
that keep that closeness.
Yes, and to
That
keep that
closeness.
closeness. Now, this
Yeah.
year, unfortunately, I'm not going to be here on Valentine's
I
Day.
know. So when are you guys gonna celebrate?
When do we go where? When I leave?
No, no, because you're leaving, but you're not. So when are you and Stephen going to celebrate Valentine's Day since you won't be here?
Well, I'm getting very creative, and because he's not on the show, I can't really say right
Okay.
now.
All right. We don't want
But
to ruin
trust
the
and
surprise.
believe, he will have Valentine's Day on Valentine's Day. I'll put it
Oh,
like that.
okay. All
Even
right.
though I'm on a ship somewhere, he's not traveling with me this time.
Mm-hmm.
But we will feel each other's presence because I have not forgotten Valentine's Day. And when I
Oh,
planned this cruise, it didn't even occur to me, not only am I missing Super Bowl, but I'm also missing Valentine's.
I know, huh? Right next to
So,
each other like that. I understand. Well,
exactly.
now you have, if I remember correctly, you have not only the ones that you have shared with us, but there's other ones that you may or may not have already have. You and Stephen have already had ventures with. I call them, they're not Valentine's adventures. They're really, I call them Valentine interludes. But it can be interludes for any time. Really, it's not about.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know what? Pick a milestone in your relationship and celebrate that. For Stephen, it was our 20 years of being a couple. Now that's
Mhm.
different than 20 years married.
It
Okay.
is.
So for
Uh-huh.
him, he counts it all. So
Yeah.
our date is September of 2001. We became a couple. And so
Okay.
what he decided in 2019 that he wanted to celebrate that and he wanted to take me to a sandals resort to celebrate our 20-year anniversary.
Oh, how
So he
nice.
let me pick the resort. He took care of everything else, gave me a nice butler swim up suite. All I had to do was pack. And
How
we go
nice.
there last September and we
Oh,
celebrated our 20th year as a couple. We had t-shirts made as a couple, but people didn't catch that as a couple or
uh-huh.
together. They automatically thought it was being married. So when December come around and it's our actual 18th wedding anniversary,
Uh-huh.
there was a little confusion there. Well, I thought you just celebrated your 20th. But it was important to him and me as well. And it
Mhm.
just so happened to be during his birthday. So I had him
Mm.
all set up for his birthday with a private cabana.
Oh,
They didn't even sell the kind of beer that he likes. And so he was stuck with having to drink beer that he just had to deal with. But I went and I found it in the gift shop. It was in a cooler. It cost a whole lot of money, but I didn't care. I said, I need 6 of those Coronas, okay? And I had the butler to deliver it to
oh.
our what do you call that thing? Cabana
Mm-hmm.
as,
Mm-hmm.
as a surprise to
How
him
nice.
on his
Oh,
birthday.
You know what though? Those are the little things that
The
truly
little things.
matter. When you know this is what will make him happy is to have that on his birthday. Oh, Stephen, I know you have a good one. I don't have to tell you that.
Well, me as well, because I got way more than I bargained for. And this is one of the things that I want to share too, especially with women. Sometimes, we've all gone through hurt and pain and heartache. And many of us have gone through divorce, and many of us have gone through just, breakups. Some have never been married. But I would say put that part of your life in God's hands. Pray about what you want. Ask God for what you want. Let him know what you want. And when he does bring that special person into your life, don't discount it, because it's not the package you expected it to be, or the package you expected it to look like.
Oh,
Because God can give you way above what you can expect than what you had diagrammed yourself to want.
isn't that is the truth? I think like anything else, sometimes what you're really telling people is to open up their heart.
Open up their hearts. Exactly. Open up their heart and let God bring that, connect you with that special person. You don't have to do it on your own. I'm telling you, once you tell him what you want, rest assured it's going to come. His delay is not his denial.
Oh, all right now, Sandra. All
It's
right.
not. And when I met Stephen, he was not my ideal person. He wasn't who I thought in my head I wanted to look like or wanted to be like. He was kind. He was gentle.
Isn't that wonderful?
And that's what I had to open my eyes to, was his kindness.
Uh-huh. And I see the two of you together. The love is just, it flows to both of you. Ever since I've met you, ever since the time, I think the first time I met Stephen, is he couldn't take his eyes off you. Literally, could not. I'm not kidding. He could not take his eyes off you. Stephen has been, and nothing has changed in all these years I've known you guys. Nothing has changed, and I think he just loves being a husband to you. He just truly
does.
Yeah, I could just
kind of like that too.
I know you guys. It's a definitely a good fit. Well, I can tell you. Did you have a few that you wanted to share with our audience of maybe upcoming activities that you had? Maybe hasn't happened yet, or are we going to spoil anything? I don't want to spoil anything.
Well, no, the Valentine's I can't speak a whole lot on right now, other than he will have his Valentine's Day. Even though his Valentine will be thousands of miles away, he will feel the heartbeat. Okay.
Okay.
But we love to. Hey, Big O, what's up?
Oliver. Oliver,
Stephen, maybe you should come over here so everybody can see. We've talked about you through this whole show.
And then hi, Elaine. Elaine said, very good advice. Oh,
yes.
Thank you.
But, try to do as much as you can together. But on the other hand of that, you don't have to do everything together.
Right.
And that's another beauty of being married to this man, is that even though, he gives me the freedom to be me.
Hi, Stephen.
I had to bring everything.
Hey,
baby.
How you doing?
Doing good, doing good.
Oh, I tell you, so good to see you guys. Always, always. Isn't
Where's
she
my big O at?
Did you see Oliver?
No, this time I said, hey.
Oh,
I know it's okay.
I should have brought him in. But anyway, I would tell you guys, I have so much love for the both of you. Me and Oliver both do. And seeing the two of you, it's just, you guys could give seminars. I know you may not realize, Oliver's going to come in. I hear him coming now.
All right now.
Watch. He's going to put his head in. Here he comes.
Put that big head in.
Here he comes. He's coming. He's coming around. Because he rarely is on camera. There he is.
There you go. Here we go.
How you doing?
I tell you guys.
How you doing?
Hey, Big O, what's up? I always call you Big O.
Yeah, I know. That was my nickname in school.
I tell you, you guys can't. He's all usually across the hall and watching the show. So for him to come in, that's a big deal.
Here.
And he was too. I just thought I'd bring him in, just kind of let you know, it's important to have that oneness.
It
But it's
is.
also just as important to give each other that space and that freedom to be themselves and to
Yes.
be able to do the things that they may have an interest in. Your
Yeah.
spouse may not have an interest in everything that you do, but
Right.
yet when they can love you enough and trust you enough to give you the freedom to do what you do
Yeah.
and then be waiting for you to come back home,
Mhm.
I mean, that's worth its weight in gold right there.
It
And that's
is.
what I got with Stephen. And again, God gave me more than what I even could bargain for, more
Oh.
than I could even ask for. I got a lot of bonuses along the way, like,
Mm. Yeah, we know.
like cleaning
Oh.
the house and doing the laundry.
Yeah. I understand.
That was a
Mm.
bonus. That was
Mm.
a bonus I didn't
Tell
see
you.
coming.
Well, you know
So
what? Well, I can tell you, this has been for me, as you know, I've been knowing you guys for years, but for the audience to meet a couple that is committed to one another, we don't see enough of that in our society. And I think too, we don't always realize everything is not always smooth sailing. So
Mhm.
exactly.
how do you encourage newlyweds or couples starting out that you have to have a good communication, you have to give each other space, all of those things you just said? What would you say to a new couple?
Well, you have actually just said it. One of the things Stephen and I do is that we communicate.
Oh,
We communicate with each other. We try to have agreement on pretty much everything we decide to do, whether it's buy a television or get some landscaping done.
right, right.
We don't always have agreement.
Uh-huh.
Right.
And there
Uh-huh.
are times when your spouse loves you, there are times that you do have to agree to disagree. As
Got
long as it's not going to make you house poor, and as long as it's not going to, interrupt any your relationship.
it.
There are
Right,
times that you just have to talk it through, and
right,
and that's what we try to do. And in most cases, we
Most
do.
cases.
You
Most
yeah,
know,
cases.
yeah,
yeah,
we do. We
yeah,
make decisions together, and I just say that an important thing too is to pray.
yeah,
Couples do need to
yeah,
pray. It doesn't have to be a big long, hour-long prayer, but
right,
pray before you eat your food. Ask your spouse, your husband, as the head of the household, to pray over the meal. That's
right,
important for me. When we're eating together, he has to bless the meal,
right,
only because of his positioning that God put him in
right,
as the head of the household.
that's
Okay.
right, that's
But
right.
I just think that, even just the little things that you come together on, and every day is not roses, and
Right.
every day you're not looking glammed up like this. Okay.
Mm.
But
Looking
don't
like
let,
me.
but don't let it be every day that you're looking frumpy either.
Right,
Okay.
right, that's true.
Because whether your spouse says anything to you or not, and they won't, okay, he won't say, honey, you need to fix yourself up. They won't say that because they love you. They love you just like you are.
Right,
No
right.
makeup, all of that. They love that. But guess what? They really love when you get it dressed up for them.
Mm-hmm.
And, just put on that little makeup and just do something different to keep things fresh and catch them off guard a little bit. It's okay to catch them off guard.
Well,
and
I
and
can, uh-huh.
it's the little things, little notes in their pocket. They're going off to work. I love you. Have a great day.
Mm-hmm.
Guess who this is?
And I
You
think
know,
that's what we have gotten away from. We've gotten into texting or emailing or whatever. And not that those things are important, but like you said, just writing a note, just sitting
mhm.
down. How many times we've gotten away from thank you cards, from just, that kind of thing, but just letting them know I love you. I love you.
And having a pet name too, because
Mhm.
I may have said Stephen through this whole thing. I probably said Stephen more today than I have all year, because he's never Stephen. He's Honey, or
Uh-huh.
he's Honey Boo Boo, or he's
Uh-huh.
Babe, or
Right,
have those pet names, because that's your love language right there.
right,
That's
right.
your love language, having those pet
Mhm.
names.
Well, I can tell you, Sandra, as we're nearing the end of the show, do you have any words that you want to share? Final words with our audience, with our Valentine interludes.
Well, as we approach the one day that's set aside for that heartbeat to just throb, let yours throb. Let that heart beat bigger than ever. Don't hold back on showing your love, the love that you have for them. Don't hold back on letting them know how much you appreciate them.
Right.
And don't negate to do that even more often than Valentine's Day. But Valentine's Day is a good day to appreciate, love, respect, and honor one another, whether
Well,
it's with kisses, balloons, gifts, dinner, whatever, or just at home holding hands and matching pajamas and watching a movie and having a cocktail and a sip of wine. That's all important too.
I tell you what, I can tell you all of the things you said. And there's someone here that need to hear them, that needed to know. So I want to appreciate everyone that came on today. I'm still going to say this again. I'll keep saying it until I actually see it come to fruition. And that is you writing a book. I'm not going to stop with that because you share so much with everyone that your audience is bigger than that. It's even bigger than you even then know, of couples that would like to know and would like to, read about different things they can do. So I'm going to encourage you to do that. You can name it Valentine Interludes, or you can name it Everyday Interludes. We don't have to wait for Valentine's Day to do that. So I want to make sure I share that with our audience. Don't wait for Valentine's Day. Let me just say that.
That's right.
Don't wait for Valentine's Day to do any of these things, because we are living life. I mean, if I say one day at a time, but why not appreciate and enjoy each other each and every day? Each and every day.
Absolutely.
So if anyone is here that's single, what Sandra has said is to give that, if you would like to be in a relationship or be married, to give that to God in prayer. I agree with her wholeheartedly, because I actually asked Albert years ago, I said, Albert, did you pray for me? And he got quiet. He said, yeah. It was, I didn't, but the truth was, I had prayed for him too. I wanted marriage. I wanted that person that was going to be committed to me, and I'd be committed to them. So you just never know where people are and what they're thinking also about life and the things they want out of life. So don't keep prayer out of it. Put prayer in it. Or
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, because we don't know people's hearts. Let me say that. So I need God. I'll speak for me, because I know that God knows everybody's heart, what's really going on inside of us. So, Sandra, I would like to thank you for coming on the show today. As I said before, there's someone that needed to hear all this.
Well, it was certainly my honor, and I pray that something has been shared. We laughed a lot and said a lot of things, but prayerfully something was said that resonated with someone's heart and could say, you know what, I'm going to do that. It's not I'm going to try it. I'm going to do that. Right. And even if you have a spouse that's, kind of homebody and doesn't like to do anything but sit in front of the boob tube, guess what? We have the power. We women have that power. We got eyes. We got smiles.
Yeah.
That's our enticement. And your man doesn't want to disappoint you. Come on, baby, let's have a dance. The music is going, and they will get up and dance with you. So just do stuff out the ordinary. Ask Steven. I'll have him a dance in a hot minute. And he was like, what are you doing? I'm like, let's just dance, And so just no special occasion.
Yeah.
Keep it
I know what you mean.
Keep it fresh. Happy Valentine's Day, everyone. Enjoy your mates like never before. And remember, God is above all.
All right. Thank you, Sandra. Thank you for being here today.
You're welcome. Thank you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, as we close, I say get near the close of our show today, I'd like to thank each and every one of you, and a special thank you to Sandra Byrd, because all the things she's saying, I mean, I'm just going to throw this in as something I do with Oliver. Oliver could be washing dishes, and I'll come behind and just give him a hug, just for no reason, or just rub his back, or he'll do things just to touch and stay connected. I think we think it has to be something big. It does not. Even just rubbing his head, as you can see, but rubbing the little thing, kissing his head. It may not be this exorbitant thing, but something that keeps us connected. Because one thing I know, nobody else can rub his head. Nobody else can rub his back. Nobody else. So I make sure that those things I do and he does, we do those for each other. But I like to thank each and every one of you. I'm looking at our time. We're down to seconds. I appreciate each and every one of you. We will be back next Monday, same time, 1:00 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and we'll be right here. I see you next week, ladies and gentlemen. God bless each and every one of you. Bye-bye.